you know, in the long run, you're going to get the money.
Johnny learned at an early age that the most profitable way to gamble is to use someone else's money. The rules for a bookie are pretty simple. You start with a sporting event and take bets on the outcome of the game. But people aren't betting on whether or not a team wins or loses. They're betting on the number of points that a team wins or loses by. That's called the point spread. And Johnny gets those vital statistics the way all bookies do, by calling a toll-free number for the official Las Vegas report.
Seattle 8 and 39.5 all circled. The Raiders 7 and 43.5.
For Johnny, the most important tool of his trade is the telephone.
Hello. Go ahead, Uncle Ben. $30. Okay. Favorite for $30. Okay. Bye-bye.
Johnny's friend has really bet $3,000, not $30. And the favorite today is Detroit, picked to win by 4 points.
Now it's up to the Jets defense. The Lions in command, 24-10. Final minute, third quarter.
What makes using a bookie so attractive to the gambler is that no hard cash changes hands before the game. In this business, you're only as good as your word.
To me, credibility is the most important word in my vocabulary. Credibility. If I'm no, you know, my credibility is no good, then I'm no good, and I can't exist. I can't exist. I mean, you see, people, you know, talk about other people, and you know, and you get a rating on a guy, a rating on a person, a bookmaker maybe, or a customer maybe, whatever. Two sides of the fence. And to just say that, I mean, players are the people betting. Bookmakers are the people that are taking. So I mean, players, you know, they have a rating, and bookmakers get rating. I mean, some bookmakers, I mean, they don't want to book to certain people because they know there's going to be problems.
So how would you rate yourself?
My credibility? Bo Derek's a 10. I'm 11.
She's better looking.
I hope so. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Roscoe.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
Three Dallas, 3 over.
You want the Cowboys and over $3 each. Bye-bye.
When the game starts, the betting stops. But there's always another game. And for Johnny, another phone call.
Who do you want me to go with?
You do what you want, son.
Why, you got Bachelor anyone?
Do what you want, please.
Yeah?
Yeah, what do you want?
Dallas.
The Cowboys for a deuce?
Yeah.
Bye. This nice guy, nice guy. Always asks me who I like, and then he bets with me.
How do you make your money out of all this?
What you try to do is you try to balance out the books. So if you win 2 and lose 2, nothing bad happened. In fact, you win the juice, which is what a bookmaker tries to do. He puts himself in an ideal situation where he has equal money on each side. If that situation happens, then there is no gamble. Then there is no gamble. You win the vig or the juice.
Well, what is the juice, a percentage?
Well, yes. In order for you to bet $100 on the Dallas Cowboys, you must put up 110. If you lose 110. If you win 100.
That $10 and 10% of any other losing bets is Johnny's profit. The gambler is as important to football as football is to the gambler. When the game's on TV, the bets triple. And when there's money riding on a game, the bettor usually sticks with it to the bitter end. That translates into solid ratings. The networks know it and openly encourage gambling as part of the game.
I like the Giant quarterback just a little bit more today.
And by 4 points, 20-16. Now, San Francisco.
You've been talking about points a lot more lately. I wish you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I'll get you on this one. This is just the beginning. By halftime, you'll be going home with your nose on the ground. In order to watch a game and be really interested in, I think I just got to have a couple of dollars on it, and then I'm really cheering and rooting for a team like it is tonight.
Does it bother you at all that using a bookie is illegal?
Because it is illegal? No. If I make a bet with somebody that's sitting on the bar, my chances are that I will never see the person again, which is the case in most of the cases. And with a bookie, if you do use him and he gets to know you, you don't worry about that.
Do you use the same bookie all the time?
Yes, most of the time you will, because you don't always have the money to pay out at a certain time. And well, if you do use the same bookie, you'll get a little bit of a credit.
What happens if you never get your money?
Well, that's up to you.
What can happen?
What can happen? Well, you can hit the guy over the head with a baseball bat. But then you try to refrain from that.
You ever had to do that?
I've never done it. I'm not a violent person.
Have you ever had to have someone as an enforcer for you?
I had somebody go and talk to a couple of people, yeah.
Talk to them? Talk
to them, that's all. Just talk to them. When they talk to them, that gets the job done. That gets the job done.
What happens when a guy gets himself into a real hole?
I buy him a shovel. You don't want to put the guy in this position where he's not going to be able to pay you for a week because it's no good to you then.
Have you ever turned a guy down and said, hey,
You can't bet that high, yeah, because you're a nickel player, you can bet a nickel.
And the guy wants to bet more, you'll say no?
No.
What if he says, hey, I'll go to someone else?
So listen, you go someplace else. I mean, before our relationship started, I told you you can play with me in nickel. So there's no discussion, there's no argument. You want steady action from a guy, and you don't want him to put himself in a position where he's going to hurt himself. It's no good to you if he hurts himself.
You ever been in a position where you were hurting?
Yeah.
What was that like?
What happened? What happened to me? I have an expression. I have to go and find the shovel. The shovel is when I'm in trouble for money, I have to go and dig it up. So I have to find the shovel. So I have to go to my aces in the hole and sit them down and have a cup of tea in the morning with my kid sister or with somebody and tell her that I need X amount of dollars, that's all. And what has to be is has to be, that's all. I mean, I need it to ply my trade. I need it for my credibility, that's
You usually go to a member of your family?
I go to my sister, yeah. My sister.
She understands?
Absolutely, she understands.
No problem, eh?
No problem.
So does she ever get upset like
Yes, she does. Quite often. In fact, every time I ask her. But there's no problem. She says, I can't do it, I won't do it, he can't do it to me again, and this is the last time, and then she phones me back an hour later, she says, I'll meet you someplace and give you the money.
Morality Bureau, Sergeant Jensen.
Leads on bookies often come from distraught members of a gambler's family.
Yes, would you know the bookmaker's name, sir?
From there, a file is started and the investigation begins.
Jack?
But every case is different. There's no profile of a bookie. They're just everyday people from all walks of life.
Hi, guys.
Hello, sir.
Here's that woman who was complaining about her old man, so if you want to go and do that, she gets off of work in about half an hour.
Yes, we talked to her earlier today. We'll drop up and see
Okay.
her. We'll look at it.
Bookmakers are a breed of their own. They don't look any different, but as I say, they are trusted by their fraternity. If they lose that trust, then they won't be in the bookmaking business very long.
Staff Sergeant Peter Benge of the Metropolitan Toronto Police heads the city's anti-gambling squad.
They are breaking the law, but they're not shady characters. I wouldn't call them shady characters. They must be honest to themselves.
It sort of sounds like you have a bit of respect for these fellows.
No, I don't. It's not respect. We're fighting a battle, and they're fighting their battle to survive, and this is like the way we like to keep it. It's one of those things. I know what they're capable of, and they know what we're capable of, and that's the way we go along.
For Sergeant Bud Jensen and Constable Ron Arnold, it can be a long day. When the bookies are out, they're out, and that means a daily game of cat and mouse.
Bookmakers tend to work around payphone phones and public places because they're quite conscious of wiretapping. They'll come to places like the donut shop here.
They meet in these donut shops because they can exchange the betting line for going to take place during the day and